Hello everybody, welcome back to Dave's Other Stuff, the channel where I put some stuff that just doesn't fit on my other channel, or I don't want to overdo it on that channel. I think those of you that have come here and subscribed are more interested in the mechanical, junkyards and car shows and that type of stuff. The different projects I do from time to time, as opposed to the RV thing. For those of you that don't know the other channel, that's Dave's RV Life. So I did put some of that stuff on there, but I kind of limit it. That's here. I think I've already explained that before. I'm looking at my laptop here, if you're wondering, because I'm going to get this started here. Yeah, it's a bit of a recap. I had a few more things on my mind, a few things to say about this place, the McDaniel's House of Rust. And they're just things that don't necessarily come to mind while I'm walking through the yard, but I'm thinking about, and I think about later. I don't know. Let me put this disclaimer there out here first. What I'm going to show you and talk about here, in no way do I mean to talk down or wrongly about the owners or the owner of the yard. I'm sure he has his hands full of, I know they do some restorations and some projects of their own. There was a building that I didn't show. I didn't even go, and I seen a picture online. They do have cars they have fixed, but it's a deal where so many cars, so little time. The car's got to go somewhere. They've taken a bunch in over the years. I believe the owner's, his dad actually started that place, as I understand it. Could be wrong, but that's where a lot of the early cars came from. And, at the time, they weren't necessarily classics. When they first got there, they could have been 10-year-olds that got in a wreck and nobody thought they were anything fancy. Or, how many of us wished, boy, if I had that car I had back in high school, boy, how much would that be worth now? So you follow me there, that when they got there, they could have been preserved better, sure, some of them, but just the way it goes. When you're just a couple of guys, and you fix the good candidates, and the other time passes, and the other ones just kind of get forgotten about or back on the back shelf, and one day you look and there they are. It's like, maybe I should have done something with it. And that kind of stuff happens. And I'm sure they've evaluated their yard many times, looking at stuff. Maybe we should fix this up. Maybe we should fix that up. Maybe one has a bent frame or things that aren't obvious, that there's reasons they weren't fixed. Others, like I say, when they first got there, maybe had a blown motor or bad transmission or had been wrecked. Once parts start getting, scavenged off of them, then they're really just kind of a parts car. It's hard to kind of make them. They start down that road, and if you don't have all the parts, well, let me get started on this here. First thing, one of my all-time favorite memes I came across on the internet is this one. Some find solace in an art museum, and then there's me, right? Really, I do. I could just spend all kind of time in here. I just love doing that. And then I have a couple quick shots here. I just show these here real quick, and then we'll get on with the video here. Just some interesting shots I thought were just, I don't know. It's the art gallery thing. I want to get these couple of Mavericks out of the way first, really, and it's only because I've owned 5 of them now myself. This first one here was a sportier model. I think it was the Grabber before they actually started calling them Grabbers. This thing was robbed of a lot of the sportier parts on it. The extensions on the rear quarter panels were flared, and there was a little flare on the trunk lid. So, the base models didn't have that. The sportier models did, and that's the first sign that I know somebody was redoing their car, probably their base model, and wanted to turn it into the sportier model, and that's why those pieces are missing. Yeah, that was the high performance parts are gone, and yes, this would have had the Maverick hood, or I mean the Grabber hood, probably had the hood scoops in it, and this car probably had nicer interior than their project car, because You know, they removed the entire interior. It might have been when that car first got there. It might have been in the interior might have still been in good shape. You know, this car could have been wrecked or a bad engine or something or whatever. But somebody snagged the interior out of it. It could have still been good. Got that at some point probably for their project car. And like I said, it probably had the grabber hood. All right, so we'll move on to this other Maverick here. I just, for the heck of it, I don't know why the engine is just in there laying on its side. Don't know what happened there, but and the other one, you know, once the hoods are gone, so much debris you can hardly tell you know, there's an engine even in there, really. But what else we got here I wanted to talk about? Get on to some things here. Yeah, this was a later model 2-door. Yeah, it had the bigger back bumpers like that 4-door did. Some memories came back here that, you know, the guy, you know, a good buddy of mine used to have a couple of Vegas, that station wagon there. He had an orange Vega. It was just plain J model, but it was a fun little car. But you can see the front end of that other one there. That was a 2-door hatchback, and it was a dark green Vega GT. That was a nice running, fun little car. You know, it brings back memories of back in the day. That's the other thing I like about the junkyards. Another buddy of mine had a 68 Firebird, and it was also dark green. He did a lot of work on it, high performance engine. That car was scary. That was just a lot of, like I say, these things bring back memories of days gone by. You know, this car here, this 4-door Fairlane, I'm pretty sure it is. You know, it's cars like this that, you know, I have to stop and think. Like I say, I don't mean to say anything bad about the owners on how what they do with their cars at all. You know, it's not what I'm saying. But, you know, back in hindsight, maybe some cars they wish they would have, you know, maybe got it up off the ground a little bit better so that air circulates underneath of them so they dry out. They don't stay damp all the time and rust out. I'm sure there's some cases where the owners probably look back and said, maybe we should have hung on to that one a little bit better. But, you know, the cars like this grab my attention because, you know, the body lines are nice and straight. You know, it doesn't appear that this car had been wrecked, at least not in a severe wreck. You know, when I see this straight, you know, all the doors and the glass, or most of the glass still in it, hoods, and trunk lids, and bumpers, and tail lights, I just can't help but to think, you know, how much would it take, you know, could this car be brought back, you know, and given a second life? And I'm constantly going through these, that's always going on my mind, is looking for candidates. The funny thing about this is, look at the interior of this car. Okay, these seats are not ripped or torn. They don't appear to be. A good cleaning. I mean, those seats are about 60 years old now. Like that Maverick back there. You know, somebody had a Falcon project on. I'd be coming and getting these seats out of here, cleaning them up. I'd be happy to have those seats. So, you know, and I have some thoughts here too. You know, if I would have won the lottery, we'll get back to that thought here in a minute. You know, here's another Ranchero here that is basically, it's missing the grill and the bumper and the hood, the engine, transmission, but, you know, mainly is the body, you know, salvageable. These cars here, these old Valiants, I did not come to appreciate until recent times. I just always thought they were an ugly duckling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because of a Ford guy. I always thought that, I don't know. They're the small to mid-size car. They weren't the big, like Chrysler New Yorker or the Chrysler Imperial, you know, those types of cars. These were a mid. You know, they came with, I think, 2 different small 6-cylinder engines, and then there was a factory option. I think you could get them with a pretty healthy V8 in them too. So, I mean, back in the early 60s, these were, people ran them as track cars. They absolutely raced them, and I just didn't know that till not too long ago. Maybe it was the V8 option thing that kind of woke me up to them. Oh, the door was laying back there, leaning against that tree, and again here, you know, trunk lid, bumper, it looks pretty straight. Yeah, put that door back on it. Yeah, look at the debris here. I'd just so love to pull that thing out of there, you know, get it up on some, nice and high up on some blocks, and, you know, blow it all off, pressure wash it, and really give that thing another looking over and see what the frame, kind of condition the frame's in, because this is just a really cool old car. But, well, all right, let's move on from this one. No, not the red Cadillac. I love this car. The old station wagons. You know, here we are again. It's got the bumper, the tail lights, all the glasses in it. It's really dirty and rusty and multicolored, but I wonder with a close look how straight the body panels are. This, you know, hasn't soaked totally into the ground. You know, would that be worth pulling out, getting up on some blocks, really looking it out up, you know, underneath, and could it possibly be salvaged? So, like I say, I'm always evaluating. The wheels are always turning. You know, would that be a possible candidate? Is that something that could be drug out, put on a trailer, and hauled home? You know, there's something about little old station wagons that I really, really like too. So even the little sedan here, I mean, yeah, I didn't take the time to look at the front of it. It could be smashed really bad up there. I don't know, but at a glance from the back, you know, it looks straight. And maybe I should have walked over there and closed the trunk lid. That's probably no good for them either. You know, the rain all getting in the trunk, probably the bottom of the quarter panels are all rotted out. So there's that stuff that goes on too. Gonna show you something else here in a minute when we get up to this front field. And this car's long gone. This would be something I probably close the lid on. Maybe something to put out by the road for just a display model, or just line it up with the other ones of its type. All right, another car I really am kind of fond of. It's a bigger car, these Galaxy 500s. They were also seen on the racetracks. Here's two of them. Geez, between the two of them, is there enough parts to make one? Actually, there's another one around here somewhere up front, I think. Yeah, I don't know about this car, but look at the debris. See, it'd be nice to get these things, if they were out in the front field, get them out from underneath all these trees, up off the ground, air gets around them, close the lids and stuff. This is similar. I had a 69 Bonneville with a 400 cubic inch engine. It was quite a cruise. All right, something about this car here. I really, really like these, no matter the maker model. These were mid-60s cars, I believe. This was pretty common. The vertical headlights, okay? When them vertical headlights are stacked like that, I just really like that look. Some, you know, the different manufacturers, some Fairlanes were like that. I believe some Chevy Impalas. In this case, it's a Pontiac Bonneville. But I really like this era with the vertical headlights like that. And this is another one that really, I mean, look how complete it looks. Besides from the wheels and wheel covers, but you know, the bumper, the grill, the headlights, you know, close the hood and the trunk. You know, get a fresh 400, you know, for in that, some fresh wheels and tires. Put all new brakes on it. That's some beautiful patina there. But you know, from sitting so close to the damp ground for so many years, it's probably rotted from the bottom side. I would guess maybe that the owner has probably been asked about this car. He's probably thought maybe this was one that maybe they should have kept maybe out from all the debris and stuff, kept high and dry for longer. Just a guess. I can't second guess what's gone on over the years here. I know the guys have you know, had their you know, it's only so many guys. It's not like he has a crew of 10 people, and it is a salvage yard. So, you know, the owner, couple, you know, guy or two, pulling parts here and there, and they probably get together and fix up what they can. I know he's active at swap meets and car shows, so yeah, what a great, I just really like that car. Here's one that's really sad. Is this old Ford Ranchero. The debris has really gotten to it. I don't know. To pull it out of there, it might fall apart. The Monte Carlo, the 1970 Monte Carlo. You know, I get some bad memories coming when I see that one. Time in my life when I really probably put my nose in somebody else's business that I shouldn't have, and got in a relationship that, you know, that was just kind of a bad time in my life, and phew, let's get away from that. They're sharing some personal information, huh? Alright, yeah, back to these, you know, more memories. My buddy had an orange Vega wagon, and my first two cars were actually black Volkswagen Bugs. The one of them, I better stop here. The one of them, I think I was 14, and I bought it off my brother for $20. It wouldn't start on its own, but I parked it in the backyard in a way that we lived in a little town, and when nobody was home, and I would coast it out of the backyard and catch it in gear and start it at 14, and I taught myself how to drive a little bit, kind of driving up and down the alley. And then when I was done, I'd back it back into the yard, so it was facing downhill, so I could coast start it the next time. So there's a quick there's that. All right, I believe these are both 71 Dodge Chargers. They're really stripped of parts. I think this is another Galaxy 500. Maybe get the three of them together and see if it's possible to, you know, see how many parts are there to maybe make one good one. The Falcons, I don't know where the Falcons kind of came into my life. Well, I did buy one from a junkyard one time. I was still pretty young, and I think I paid $50 for it. And it was it was one of the really old ones that was like this one on the right. It was more curved. It was like a 60 through 63, maybe 64. And yeah, I got it and realized it was just too far gone. It was rusted out all along the bottom, and I ended up selling it back to the junkyard. And yeah, lesson learned about these. You better examine them very closely before you consider taking them on. Okay, so we get out into this open area, and here's where I just I don't know. What do you do? What do you say? You know, it's back to that lottery thing. I think, you know, if I hit the lottery, I could buy a place like this and be happy for a long time. I could spend a lot of time here. I think I would get a fork truck, not a fork truck, probably a skid, a Bobcat that had the forks on the front of it. And I think I'd have to go through here and reorganize everything, line them up straighter, you know, group them better, line them up nice and straight. Enough room between them to open the doors, or to you know, drive a lawn tractor or a garden tractor through there to mow around them. I think I'd like to try to build something more of a display, like an outdoor museum. And believe me, a lot of these cars would look better, of course, if they were kind of propped up a little bit better on some blocks, and the doors and hoods and everything closed. Maybe a couple pieces that are laying around, you know. A couple ones I seen the hood was off, but it was just laying over on the next one, like when somebody took the engine out or something. You know, or the grill back on that Maverick. If the grill's laying there, you know, just put it back up in the car and just wire it on if you have to. But just for appearance sake, it's just to tidy things up, line them up. And maybe if you had to steal a couple of parts off another car and then put that car away in the backfield, you know, but kind of dress these up a little bit better, and make more of an outdoor museum, and kind of mow it regularly, and charge the public. I probably advertise online, make a website, advertise at the Outdoor Car Museum, and yeah, because here I'm starting to find some Cadillacs mixed in amongst here, and then a few up further, some Edsels. We passed a couple Edsels, grouped the Edsels together, grouped the Cadillacs together, you know, the mid-50s Chevys, the 55, 56, 57 Chevys, you know, the Fairlanes, the Galaxies, get them all grouped and in different rows. Do a lot of, you know, like I say, do a lot of trimming and mowing. Now, the guy that owns this actually did, oh, here's another Cadillac. No, wait. I think these are all Cadillac. I know the yellow one is for sure. Again, some of them are missing enough. I don't know these well enough. Some of these are missing enough parts that identification is more difficult for me. But this was a giveaway. I know that this one is. Oh, so the guy does get people coming by. They just want to come out and take pictures and stuff. There is a $5 entry fee if you're just here with your camera. If you're here to buy parts, which I was looking for that windshield washer reservoir for the Maverick, and which I found part of, at least a good lid for it, and I paid for. So he waived the tourist fee, I guess you call it, for me. So, but yeah, I think like it make a cool outdoor museum and a website and some word of mouth. It might be an interesting thing to do. If nothing else, I'd have fun playing, and I take pride in my old Rust. So, not that they don't. Again, I'm not trying not to say that the owner is doing anything other than what he should be doing and handling this just the way it goes. It's like I say, I would like to have seen that other building. I forgot all about it. I don't know how I could have done that, but I think he has 8 or 10, you know, nice cars in there. They're under roof, out of the weather, that they've put together and have taken care of. And there is outside of the office too. There is a garage, and there's activity in there. I hear wrenches and, you know, I hear tools going on. So they probably do what they can with the manpower they have. The one nice thing, one more time back to if I won the lottery and I bought a place like this. I think initially for the first, say, 30 days, I would try to find like-minded, somebody that was interested in too, one to kind of breathe some new life into the place. Maybe they do it just out of the love of it, or maybe, you know, some hired help, maybe for not too much, is hiring a small crew, a couple, 2, 4, 6 guys for a couple of weeks or a month, and initially get some cars moved around, maybe even rent some equipment, get in there and move some cars around, help, you know, a couple of loads of cement block to put cars up on, maybe some loads of gravel. But go and initially get some extra hands in there to get a lot of these cars that were out in the field lined up, and like I say, put back together as best you can, close the hoods, the doors, and blow them off, get some of those cars out of the woods, get them lined up and organized. I would just have a ball doing that. Again, it's I'm always looking for, whether it's a place like this or out and about, you know, I see stuff sitting and I think, you know, if it's old classic, it could be an old tractor or a truck, or and I think that thing's so cool. What would it take to give it a second life and keep it around? Because it really kind of saddens me to see something that's sitting out in the weeds and just the years going by. And, you know, my hope is to catch that stuff before it's too late and it's too far gone. There's a point that can certainly come back from, and there's that point where they're just too far gone. There's too much rot, and there's just not enough left to work with. It's be cost prohibitive. But anyway, that's my thoughts and my way of thinking when I visit these places. I really love them, and I hope you enjoy going through them and can appreciate my thought process on it. Add what you care, your thoughts all on it down in the comments. Again, I did put a video where as I was walking through here, I was actually talking about these cars initially, and I did put another video on my other channel, Dave's RV Life. And so if you haven't seen that, go over there and find that video and watch that one if you enjoyed this. But I just had these kind of afterthoughts about this that maybe the people on the other channel just wouldn't understand. But I think more of you here will understand it perfectly. So, all right, thanks for coming. Hey, I'm trying to get this channel up to speed here a little bit, so if you wouldn't mind, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Take a little look around, go to the videos the video tab on this page, and find some of the other videos. You know, look around there, see if there's something worth watching maybe. Make sure you give those a click on like on those videos as well if you do. Leave a comment on you know, blah blah blah. The more the better. It shows YouTube that there is YouTube has a way of, when they see activity on a channel, somehow in the YouTube system the channel just shows up as being more relevant in the whole masses, and you know, so many videos are out there on YouTube. But it helps the channel kind of move along when the system detects that there's some extra activity going on a channel. So show some activity, you know, I'd appreciate it. It'll help the channel get going again. I have some other things in mind coming up shortly. We'll see. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.